Could London learn from New York when it comes to tackling gang culture? A special summit brought Boris Johnson together with the New York Police Department today to look at ways of tackling gang violence. It is estimated there are more than 3,000 gang members in the capital right now. So how can the Mayor and the Met get to grips with the problem? The advice today: get better at using social media. Here's Rags Martel.
Stabbed to death in the street. A teenager murdered in Sydenham this weekend. Another killing police are linking to gangs.
None of us want to see young people wasting their lives.
This latest death coinciding with a conference on how to tackle gang violence.
We know we have a gangs problem about which there can be absolutely no cause for complacency. And we need to think about what we're doing right, where we're going wrong, and what more we can do to help.
One form of help is coming from America. The New York Police Department advising the Metropolitan Police to use the internet more.
Something as simple as graffiti on a wall, old school policing. How do you interpret that? Well, Google it. Put it in YouTube, put it in Facebook and see what results you get on the technology side, and all of a sudden you get a whole bunch of links that identify those tags of graffiti. We use the same social media information to show the communities what's going on, because most of them don't know. We didn't live in a generation of gadgets and devices like these kids do. So we use that information.
And learning from the NYPD is already helping policing over here.
Their levels of gang crime and violence are indeed much higher than in London, but they've had some real success, and we want to learn from that approach. We've done some good stuff, and some of that has been influenced by what we've learned from America.
It's thought there are 224 gangs in London, with 3,500 known members. Together, they're responsible for 22% of serious crime in the capital. Junior Smart used to be in a gang. He now runs the largest project in London to get people out of them.
In order to stop gang crime in London, it needs a joined-up approach. It needs more agencies coming together. It means a continuation of this dialogue. It means consistent funding for organisations such as SOS Gangs Project, such as St Giles Trust, that their interventions aren't short-term.
3 or 4 or 5 years ago.
And that's the hope of this summit. The war against gangs is no longer just about intervention, but about prevention too. Rags Martel, ITV News, City Hall.
Well, for more now, I'm joined by Sheldon Thomas, a former gang leader who now runs the organisation Gangline. Thank you very much for coming in. Do you think a summit like this, while it's good to discuss all these issues and get help from abroad, will it change anything? Will it stop a child in London right now from joining a gang?
Well, not necessarily, but the main thing is we've got London talking. 10 years ago, this was unheard of. We couldn't even get anyone in the door to talk about gangs. In fact, they didn't want to admit they had a gangs problem. So the fact that they're having this meeting to say, look, London's got a problem, Manchester's got a problem, Liverpool has got a problem, people are beginning to acknowledge it. So this is the beginning. I wouldn't say that this is going to stop, because there is more work needed to be done.
What would have stopped you? Because at a certain age, any child doesn't really want to listen to anybody, be that a parent or a teacher. What could have convinced you not to take that road and get into a gang and then become a leader?
Well, I think one of the main things for me was a man called Bernie Grant. I think if we have more men standing by the sides of these young men, more responsible men in good positions, men that have lived the lifestyle, that has come out and changed their lifestyle, standing beside some of these young people, walking them through, because many of these young men do not have any father figures in their house. They don't have any uncles, they don't have anybody that has got a positive role model in their life. So they need more men to stand alongside them. So I think if they have that, like what I had with Bernie Grant and other well-known people, then, you know, we could see some changes.
We heard the New York police officer there talking about using online, getting the Met to copy them and use Google and Facebook, Twitter, social media as well. Do you think that's the right direction, that the Met should be using those tools much more effectively?
I think everybody needs to use those tools more effectively. I don't like to place the burden on Met, because I don't believe this is a police problem. Okay. I actually believe this is a social problem, a community problem. And I think we all need to use social media. But I think the most important thing is engagement. These young people just want somebody to talk to, because you've got to understand their world is a parallel world, and they're looking for a sense of of purpose and a sense of belonging. So they mix with the wrong people, thinking that's the right way to go. What we need is more people engaging with them face to face on a daily basis, consistent basis, not necessarily to run a program, but just engaging with them. If we have more workers who are not afraid to go into these deprived areas, who are not afraid of gang members, and that means you're going to have to get ex-gang members, you're going to have to get ex-offenders who can relate to their lifestyle, engaging with them on a regular basis.
All right, Sheldon Thomas, thank you very much for coming in to talk to me. Thank you.